Good evening. I'm feeling a bit down today. Too many fucking ones, do me a favour. Who's having a good time? Yeah! It's still fun, even when you do roll so many bloody ones.
Sit down. Sit down.
Fucking sit down. Sorry, Mum. She won't be watching. So, thank you ever so much for coming. Thank you, Jay, for putting on an amazing event.
Yeah.
It's very easy to underestimate how much work goes into putting on this event, and I think Jay's been well supported by some awesome people helping him out. Round of applause for those guys, I think. I've got an interesting story about Jay. Which one do you not want? So we were in America, and the guys were Jay and a few of the other guys were trying to get across a road, and he had a couple of lanes, like maybe 2 or 3 lanes, and then a central reservation, and then another 2 or 3 lanes, and you know, there was some traffic lights and stuff like that. But of course, like every Englishman knows, or every person from the UK, and we watch a lot of TV, jaywalking is bad. Like, if you jaywalk in America, you're going to get arrested, you're going to get shot. So these guys are standing by the side going, how do we cross the road? We don't want to jaywalk, we don't want to get arrested. There might be a cop in that bush, might leap out. So Jay goes, don't worry. And this is why we love Jay, because he takes charge of things, right? He takes control. So Jay's like, don't worry guys, I've got this sorted, I've got it nailed. He goes, I'm going to find someone to help us. So he has a little look around, and he sees an optometrist, right? Like opticians. So he goes, I'll go in and ask them. So he goes in. There's a few people in there, they're kind of busy, and there's one girl by the counter, and Jay kind of goes up to her and says, hello love, so, excuse me, like I'm from England, and you know, slightly confused. We don't want to jaywalk because we've heard it's bad. How do you cross the road? So she says, excuse me? He goes like, I just want to know, how do you get across the road? She goes, hold on a second. She goes, guys. Come over here. Stop what you're doing, Come over here. Say it again, Englishman. Jay's like, how do you cross the road? They're like, wait for the light to turn red and then walk across the road. Jay's like, thank you very much. I walked out, and this is why we love Jay. We love Jay to bits. We've got more stories, but I'll save it for another time. So, this is a Q&A. I will shut up in a second, but before we start the Q&A, and I hope there's lots and lots of questions, we've got a couple of slides to show you. What's the code number? 6969. Yeah, I am juvenile. Sorry, Ronan. Okay. So we've got a couple of slides that we want to show you. This might help galvanise a little bit of questions, and certainly it's our little way of sharing some of the things that are going to come up over the coming year that we think might be of interest to an audience such as yourselves. So we can have the first slide. Well, that's not very interesting. What's the next bit?
There you
go. So season 3 came out, launched the book at Salute. Super proud of the book. The story is fantastic. The layout looks awesome. The book is bigger than it's ever been before. We've squeezed as much content into it as we can. Obviously, you've got all the reworked models and all the new fluff and everything like that. But it's not the complete story for season 3, and it's a poorly kept secret that there is another guild that's going to be released at some point in time soon. Anyone know what that is? So let me introduce you to Anvil. Anvil is a master of the Blacksmiths Guild. and he is a big lad. So let me talk to you a little bit about the Blacksmiths before we kind of stroll on too much. So where did I get to? I was in Australia, and I had a random idea for this concept where you would have a big sturdy model that had a massive shield, and then a load of other guys who would hide behind the shield, and they would move around in these like little pairs. And that kind of started to be like that was the formation of the idea of the Blacksmiths, this kind of partnership. And when we looked into and researched blacksmiths, and we discovered that actually, when blacksmiths used to have this master and apprentice relationship, where the master would effectively have quite a small hammer, and he would kind of point where he wanted the guy doing the heavy lifting to actually hit, and he's the guy doing the sweaty work. So that seemed perfect for Gilbourne, and to kind of translate that through. So we have two new model types in the game for the blacksmiths, which is a master and an apprentice, and Anvil is one of our masters. As you can see, he's a big old boy. Let's have a look at some stats. Oh, I don't know if you can read that.
Sorry, there was flights.
Got it. Right, let me run through. So Anvil, 4/6 move, tack 6. He's a kick of 3/6. He's def 2, armor 3. Get in, and he's a 3/3 influence. I'll let you have a little look at the playbook, but it's early momentous damage focusing on knockdowns and pushes, and he's also able to trigger a momentous singled out. Comes with 19 boxes, so he's going to be sticking around for quite some time. And then on the back of the card, he has Sentinel, and this is where we get down to this kind of buff mechanic, where he's supporting the apprentice. So apprentices who are within an inch of him gain +1 armor, which makes them a little bit more resilient. Anvil himself comes with tough hide. We've obviously redacted a few things just so we can tease you a little bit over the next couple of weeks. And he comes on a 40mm base, so he is a big hefty unit. Who's the next one? So we've got another guy called Sledge. So you've got Anvil and you've got the Sledge. So we'll have a quick look at his stats. So Sledge has got a move of no, right. Ooh. Love Sledge. We'll come back to the renders. Okay, so Sledge has a move of 5/7, tack redacted, a kick of 3/6, def 4/1, but don't forget if he's within an inch of Anvil, then he gets 4/2. Now, this is quite important. So Sledge focuses an awful lot on damage output, momentous damage all the way throughout his playbook, culminating in a 7 damage on his 7. Oh yeah. He has a long bomb. He has a hidden ability that, trust me, is quite key. 12 hit points, so you do need to keep him next to the master if you want him to be a little bit resilient, but obviously there's going to be that push me pull me kind of vibe going on where you obviously want him to go off and do a bit of heavy lifting, but you know, you want him to sort of stay safe. He has tutelage, so if he starts within 6 inches of Anvil, then he can use one of his character plays without spending influence, so it gives him a nice bit of efficiency if he sticks near his master. And because he has a massive hammer, he's got knockback, so every time he's hitting people, so not only is it 7 damage, he's also knocking you back a bit as well. Massive hammer. What else have we got? So, that's just a little teaser. That's confirmation of the Blacksmiths. I know that we're all super excited with not only the way that the Blacksmiths play, but certainly the way the models look. There might be some models in this room somewhere. But we want your attention, so we're not going to tell you till afterwards. But, you'll have it. Yeah, don't go. So we can answer questions about the Blacksmiths. One of the things that we just want to confirm is the Blacksmiths are going to be pre-released at Gen Con this year, and we're almost certainly going to be releasing these, I don't know, November, December time? Not SteamCon time? Something like that. Good reason to come to SteamCon, I guess. Who's coming to SteamCon? Woo! Who's coming to SteamCon US? Good job, American. So what have we got with this, Jay? 128 and 100 man waiting list. So SteamCon's going to be huge this year, so do make sure that all your friends come along to SteamCon. We want to make this absolutely epic. Last year was so much fun, and I think this year's just going to get better and better. So with that, I will shut up and open the floor to questions. Not Jason. Oh, go on then.
The Mountain Cast again.
Yeah, that's the Mountain Cast. When's Gen Con?
Oh, August.
Right.
Like mid-August.
Okay, see, that was pretty sensible.
Good question. Very good question.
One more thing.
Yeah, one more thing.
Okay. Right, so questions. Who wants questions?
Any questions? You just said that.
Can I repeat the questions?
Yeah.
I'll repeat the questions. Jay, shall I repeat them? All right. It's not my first rodeo. Yes, sir. Yeah.
You just said that the Blacksmiths will probably go in pre-release on Gen Con, but when can we expect the farmers then?
Very nice question.
Swipe your shoulders.
We can confirm now the farmers. Oh, the question was when are the farmers out, basically. So when I'm going to see the farmers, I can guarantee 90%-ish. They're going to be out.
That's cast iron.
Cast iron, yeah. August, they're going to be out. In retail release.
Is there going to be some associated fluff with Blacksmiths coming out at the same time?
Absolutely, yeah. So Guild Ball is very much a character-driven game, and it's very much about the stories that and the advancements that the characters make and how they evolve. So there will be.
Oh, we messed up already twice.
I think so the question is, will there be any fluff for the Blacksmiths? The answer is yes. Rewind the tape 30 seconds and hear the previous answer. Yeah, no, full fluff for the Ghost guys, and they will obviously have a huge part to play in the overall narrative of the world. So yeah, they're pretty big. So.
How will the additional fluff be delivered to us? Will it be in another book or will it be on the website?
So how will the fluff be delivered to you? I don't know if we've worked that out yet, if I'm really honest. I'd rather suspect that when the box set comes out, it will have the fluff in the box.
A follow-up question: does that mean we're going to get books for Sherwin's work rather than in the actual rule book? Can we have it as separate books? His wonderful work.
So the question is one, and this is the one that we talked about before: is are we going to have all of the fluff consolidated into a single book? The answer to that is yes.
Yay!
I can't tell you when it's going to happen, Sherwin.
Yeah, I'll give you a great idea on this one. I can tell you I'm working on it now.
There you go. There you go. Jason's had one. Pete?
You say the pre-release is in Gen Con. Does that mean we can get them over here or only the US will get them?
So the Gen Con will be a pre-release at the event, so it won't be available in the UK. So you have to get Ninja Shoppers to get all of them. Yeah. The question was, will we be able to get them on the web store or over here? And the answer is no. They'll only be available at Gen Con at pre-release, but you'll have to get your Gen Con ninjas to grab you some. So sorry.
Go for it, Tom.
With the Blacksmiths, like Masters and Apprentice, is that what the rookies have turned into now?
Rookies. So the question is, what the heck has happened to the rookies? So rookies, honestly, rookies have been they've been quite a difficult process because the way that we've wanted to do them has had such a massive impact on the game that's created, actually, you know, after testing, and this is why we test these things, to discover problems, such a destabilizing effect on the balance of the game that right now they're on ice almost permanently. So I don't want to rule them out ever, but we have tried, half a dozen different ways to do these, and the thing is, what we don't want the rookies to be is just mascot by another name or a crappy player by another name. They need to have a definitive role, and the ideas that we've had were all excellent ideas, but they had such a massive impact on the game balance, so we kind of nixed them. So yeah, the Blacksmiths and the Apprentice are like the new rookies. They're awesome. Jason.
So, kind of following on from that, so you said that one of them, I can't remember the names already, but so you had a master and an apprentice. Is that like in the farmers we've got reapers and planters? Are they now new character positions or new character roles? Will they still have like wingers and strikers and things like that? Or
So the question is referring to the roles of master and apprentice. The simple answer is they are not positional roles. They are new, effectively what, archetypes? Model types. Yeah. So they will still have player positions as well, but they will be designated either a master or an apprentice.
so will they still have like? Yeah. Okay. Fine. Yeah.
Cool. Pete?
Yeah, will Blacksmiths have a new condition or anything? Added to the game.
The question was, will the Blacksmiths have a new condition? That was it, right?
Yeah.
Will they add a new condition to the game? I think is what he said.
Thank you for the clarification.
No.
Yeah. No, they won't add a new condition. So I don't know your name. I'm sorry. What is it?
Paul.
Paul. Good to meet Paul.
Watched before, but it's okay. I won't.
Dude. Pretty sure you didn't have the beard. Couldn't forget a good-looking guy like you.
Don't start.
Is it going to be a specific apprentice with a specific master, or is it going to be, say, a master captain?
So the question, and I'm going to pass this to Jamie because he'll be able to talk much more clearly about this, but is there a specific apprentice for a specific master?
So when we created the pairs of blacksmiths, that's what we created them in pairs. So as you will notice on the cards that we showed you before, there were certain rules that will link a master to an apprentice or the other way around. The one that was on the cards that were shown was, I believe, was tutelage, which was on Sledge. So I think that ability gave him the ability to use character play without spending influence if he activated near to Anvil. So you'll have abilities that are like that will link a master to an apprentice.
So Anvils was non-specific about it being Sledge, wasn't it?
No, well,
the +1 armor.
Yeah. But yeah. Sorry, Matt was asking about the other way around. The one that was on Anvil for.
Sentinel.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate your work, mate. Probably. Do you want to take my chair? Do you want to come over here? Let's go. Yeah? No, don't. Sentinel. Right, sorry. Sentinel was non-specific. So Sentinel's ability to help out all apprentices, not just specific to Sledge. But yes, there are abilities that will link the two together.
Cool. Shoot.
Me again?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. The Blacksmith's mascot, does it have a master or an apprentice role?
Excellent question about Blacksmith's mascot. TBD. No, actually, it's not TBD. We know. TBA. To be announced. We'll let you know.
It's just an anvil.
It's an anvil, yeah. Doesn't move much. Got high armor. At the back.
Yeah, we've just seen that you're bringing out the 6-player box in metal for the guilds that already exist. What are you looking for as the retail price for the plastic boxes you're bringing out for like farmers, for instance?
Good question.
Repeat the question first.
So the question is, Rich, for the PVC ones.
Yeah.
So 6-man teams, the ones that come with the goal model and a terrain piece, and all the widgets you need to play them.
And a ball.
And the ball. How much is that?
About $50.
So, yeah, so obviously we're doing the repacks, you've seen them come out, but the new sets, so the Farmers Guild and the Blacksmiths Guild, will be roughly $50. So it's a well-priced set, and that comes... conversion, I don't know, Brexit, like 42 maybe nowadays, I have no idea. Like, basically they're a really good price, and the fact they come, like I said, with the 6 models, they come with the terrain piece, they come with the gold, they come with the ball, they come with all the health widgets, the tokens in there as well. So you're getting quite a set in there. So it's a real nice pack. Yeah.
Can you paint them for us as well?
I cannot paint them. No.
Go for it.
So at Salute, we saw a teaser for Lucky. Who is Lucky?
So the question is, who is Lucky? I can add as well. Yeah. So Lucky is basically going to be one of our. I'll hand over Sherwin for the fluff in a second, but he's going to be one of our kind of giveaway models. So when people come to conventions, play a demo Guild Ball, things like that, we'll be giving Lucky away as a takeaway for people to actually take away. Which is kind of cool. It'll also be in an organised play pack we're working on to introduce new people and get league style play. So it's going to be, I think there's about 8 or 16 in the pack. So you'll be able to get that into your stores, you'll be able to play that, everyone will get one at the end of the 6 weeks when you're playing. So it's another way to get people introduced. Sharon, do you want to cover the fluff of Lucky?
Can do that. So Lucky is a sort of local lad who has a rather unfortunate accident in the quarry one day, as you've probably seen from the arm. And as a result kind of spends a bit too much time drowning his sorrows in the pub. Which is why he's kind of one of our dual players. So we've kind of got a mascot and a brewer player there. Sorry, Mason, yeah, sure. Mason and a brewer player.
No one knows.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, so that's why he plays for both. So.
And his name's ironic.
And his name's ironic.
When we sent it for manufacturing, we got an email back straight away. He said, "This model's missing an arm. Do you know that?" And we're like, "Yeah, that's right. Carry on."
Missing a leg. Yeah.
Go on then. You lovely man. Hoi hoi.
For showing, it wasn't really grayscale, was it?
The question was, it wasn't really wasn't really grayscales. Was it, Show?
I haven't finished reading it.
So you've all read it, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Spoiler alert, if you guys are watching this, you don't want to know.
Someone's told about this, bro.
Read the sodding thing, mate.
I have kids.
Say TBD. Say TBD. That's what we say at times like this.
A little bit.
Pay no attention to the man behind the screen. Go away.
Sorry.
What exactly do I have to do to get veteran Captain Salt?
So the question is, what does Tom have to do to get veteran Captain Salt? I'm all over a veteran Salt, but it's veteran Captain Salt even better. You want the full word, the veteran Captain Salt?
Yeah.
How's that going to happen, Matt?
Mascot's Guild.
Sherwood's already leaked it. Mascot's Guild.
With a hat.
Mascot's Guild.
Limited edition.
You'd have to have big hair though, wouldn't he, Tom?
Yeah.
I heard a rumour that you could balance a model on your hair.
I will prove it.
Like you'd have to be a big
You
model.
want to risk your models?
I don't know. Straw. Parker.
I said good day, sir.
Orangey blokes at the back. It's like you're from Essex.
Season 2 chibi pins, because I want me some chibi pin action.
Really good question. I'm glad you asked me that because I am working with the artist to do the chibi pins for season 2 models. See, I did the question.
Pretty good though, wasn't it?
They're coming.
So they should be appearing at SteamCon. So you'll see a next batch. So it's quite cool. With some exclusive ones as well.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
baby.
Is there any update on the new IP that you started at SteamCon?
So the question is there any update on our new IP that we announced at SteamCon?
Is that a really good question?
It's a good question. So there's a huge amount of progress in terms of development. Certainly in terms of the artwork, certainly in terms of like the test sculpts that we're doing for that, and certainly in terms of the scope and the nature and the intent of the game. What hasn't been done is any degree of thought to how we want to, present this, market it, and get the information out. I know for a cast iron fact that I want to do something cool for SteamCon this year that involves that new IP. And that will almost certainly be some kind of behind closed doors playable demo of the game, take you through it, and really try and get you guys ignited and excited about it, because if I can get you as excited about it as we all are, then it's going to be another great game, that we're going to be able to play together. So yeah, it's progressing along. The art looks fucking amazing. So good. Sorry.
So he's done a no-no word. It's just Jamie's face on his side. It's
Looks
like
really good.
One over there.
Is it traditional fantasy or your own kind of fantasy?
Another excellent question. Is it traditional fantasy?
Oh, your stuff.
Oh, it's definitely my fantasy. So, what we've looked to focus on is that real classic fantasy feel, but obviously you need to give it an ever so slight edge to kind of give it a distinction. And you guys all know that we're all hugely influenced by people like Joe Abercrombie and David Gemmell and that kind of grittier end of the scale. But this definitely has a lot more like magic and big powerful effects, huge explosions, and like a lot of crazy kind of stuff going off. So it's erring on the side of gritty, high fantasy, if that's a thing. But yeah, it's going to scratch your itch, trust me.
You get cream for that.
Jason.
Following on from the chibi I didn't go quite
Easy for you to say.
Words, mouth, things. Following on from the chibi pin question, will it be fair to assume that at SteamCon this year there'll be like the limited edition cards, the player cards for the season? Because we had the season 1 players, didn't we?
So it's another chibi question because people love chibis, right?
Well, no, it's about the cards because we had like the season 1 guild.
So
cards.
yeah, so the question is always about the cards. Like, would there be chibi cards or would there be card trading, like we did at SteamCon last year? Like, so
Correction.
Correction.
It wasn't a SteamCon.
What was it?
SteamyCon
mixer. SteamyCon, like SteamyCon. There will be there. So there will be another SteamyCon mixer. Can't believe I have to say that
Best
word.
part of SteamCon.
But we will. We really enjoyed the card trading, stuff like that. You know, we tested it with the art backgrounds last time. I'm pretty sure with the amount of chibi art we've got coming down the pipelines, we could definitely do some funky stuff with card trading again with that. So we've got a whole heap of SteamCon stuff that's going to start to stream out on the run to the event and that. So you're going to see it all coming out.
Why isn't it SteamCon every weekend?
Does that mean we're getting...
hold on. No, you're in flow. Yeah, go on. He's asked loads.
Does that mean we're getting Chibi Season 2 captains and or new captains like Thresher or Grange?
So are we going to get chibi captains, like the new captains, or like the farmers, for instance, like that? So the answer, quite simply, is yes. When they will arrive is a TBD. Yeah, it's probably that one. But yeah, we love it. Go for it.
Ahoy.
Ahoy.
So Skulk was the character that was created in the Q&A and kind of
Designer session, yes.
Designer session, there you go.
Can I just remind everyone that we designed a model from scratch, built it, printed it, painted it in less than a weekend.
Yeah, you did.
Pretty good. It's now in production. Sorry? Yeah.
This is Russ.
He does shit like that. I mean, he does all some stuff like that.
He's been on this all day and not sworn once.
Sorry, what was the question?
Was just like, I know we've obviously seen the model, that there was chat about it being part of the package, if you like.
Yes.
In the new SteamyCon. So I don't know how far have you come, and can you tell us more about stats or who it's going to be playing for or anything like that?
Are we getting rat captures? Like,
or is that become a guild potentially?
So the question is all about Skulk. Can we reveal more stuff about him? What I can reveal about him is that he is going to be the show model that all of you guys will get in your goodie bags, and I can reveal that is going to happen, and we're going to design another guy at SteamCon.
Say anything.
Go for it.
Is the mascot called the Big Cheese?
That would be amazing.
Also, it could be a big wedge of holy cheese. So just think on it, guys. You know what you're doing.
Tucking that one away. I've got a great idea for the mascot.
Stu.
Season 4. What's the plan? Is it an annual thing? Because we've had we started off as a year thing, and then it was a 6-month thing, but then what's season 4?
No, brilliant question. All about the timing of when season 4 is coming out. Now, obviously, what we originally did when we launched the company was sync everything up with Salute, and then we quickly realised that there was all of these awesome people in this room and more beside who wanted to hang out together in November, and we created SteamCon, and that seems like the actual perfect time for us as a company to be kind of directly engaging with you guys and kicking all the big stuff off. So what that actually did is create a bit of a squeeze where, you know, April through till November was such a very short period of time. So what we're actually looking to do is obviously make this year's SteamCon something particularly special, but Season 4 currently is being slated for SteamCon 2018. So it gives us more time for you guys to enjoy the current meta. We're obviously keeping an eye on the balance and the things like that. You know that we're looking after the game balance to keep this a healthy, competitive game that's fun for everyone to play. But what we actually don't want to do is rush out effectively another season, because it would just feel too short again. So yeah, but there will be obviously, you know, regular releases, keeping like kind of new swanky stuff coming out.
We ain't just gonna give you nothing
fun
for a
toys.
year, like.
Yeah, yeah. But the next book will be SteamCon next. Yeah.
With the World Championships,
Yeah.
is that going to be at SteamCon UK, US, or how's that going to work with the two?
Good question. It's. Do you want to do it? Okay, so the question is, with the flipping of dates of SteamCon US happening after SteamCon UK, how does that affect the World Championship?
Yeah, so that was, so this has mostly been decided by which order we wanted to do SteamCon UK and SteamCon US in, and we've obviously flipped that around a little bit now. So we're actually going to be holding the World Finals this year at SteamCon US, which means that the last chance qualifier for the World Championships will be at SteamCon UK.
You get to come to Chicago with us.
And you get to come to Chicago with us.
When can we pre-order tickets for SteamCon?
Say again?
Tickets for SteamCon, when can we pre-order?
Very soon. Yeah.
Have we got the email register your interest shenanigans
definitely
up?
get on that.
So definitely get your email logged, and if you haven't, do so, and then you'll get like a little kind of newsletter that'll tell you when they're going up for pre-order. Yeah.
What's going up for pre-order?
The Steam card, add it in, like subtly.
Will I repeat the question? SteamCon pre-order will go up soon. It will be announced by email, so if you haven't registered, then please do put your email address in the appropriate form on the internet.
Good.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
And the URL is underneath here, isn't it, Ronan?
Ronan's face, though, go edit it.
Are we going to see an update for the big league? Because we didn't get one for Season 3 yet, so Farmers, Blacksmiths, new stuff?
I don't see why not.
New characters? What are we expecting?
I don't see why I should answer that question. No, the question is, quite rightly, is there going to be an update to the big league? Everyone enjoys playing the big league, absolutely. When the new guilds come out, Farmers, Blacksmiths, we'll start rolling an update out. Quite how that's going to manifest is TBD. Almost certainly going to be, you know, something we put up online like we do with everything, and then we'll support it with some actual physical assets should you want to pick those up or download and print yourself. Cool.
So last time at SteamCon we had the super fun decision of deciding about the Butcher Civil War. I wonder if new SteamCon will have a similar thing. Will it be part of single UK SteamCon, or will it progress over UK and US SteamCon? Is there going to be a thing?
So you're asking about the Butcher Civil War was at last year's SteamCon, and that was quite a lot of fun to get involved with. Are we going to do something again for this year? The answer is yes. Sharon and I spent a rather enjoyable long drive riffing some seriously big ideas out for this. So again, that will roll out, and there's going to be, yeah, there's going to be blood. So yeah, it's going to be fun. Go for it.
At Salute, we also saw some really cool busts that might be in production. Anything on them? Because I want all
Yes,
them.
I want to buy them all.
So the question is about the busts that Russ was working on at wherever it was, Salute. Do you want to talk a bit more about the bust?
So the short answer is yes. It's we finished one as a test, and it's looking great. So we're working with a licensing partner, which Rich probably knows more about than I do, if I'm honest.
Yeah, we're currently just in the last stage of signing a license deal. So Broken Toad, if you know the company, they do amazing busts already. So we're going to be working with them to bring the bust to life through those guys. So yeah.
And which bus are we going to be focusing on?
So it's gonna the first one will be the one that Russell's working on, and the Vetter Age, and then after that we'll be looking at the most popular iconic ones and starting going through them. So yeah.
Okay, so it might be a community engagement tool where we all decide together what the next bust is. Strong box. That'd be pretty good. Go for it. I love this guy.
Terrain and for all the
Yeah. So the question is about where are we at with the terrain and why the flippity flock hasn't that come out? Yeah.
So it's fully in manufacturing at the moment. So we are estimating around the September to August, October time. So you're going to see the terrain pack come out around then.
How would it be sold?
In a box.
Plus one.
Stu.
The fluff is awesome. I've read the first book, but I do struggle.
Sherwin, thanks you for the compliment for the
I
fluff.
do struggle with long reading.
And words. Sorry, Stu. You say them up, I'll knock them down, mate. It's like Morecambe and Wise.
Any thoughts on audiobooks?
Oh, do you know what? I was chatting. So, the question is about audio. So I do. So the guy who does the voiceover for the little sizzle trailers we do for the new releases is a buddy of mine who I play online with quite a bit, and he and I were talking about potential of doing audiobooks. I also bumped into another guy who gave me his card, which is sitting on my desk somewhere, who also works for a company or knows of someone who works for a company who does audiobooks. So it's definitely something that has kind of pinged on my radar a couple of times in recent weeks, and something that's gone onto the to-do list. I think it could be super cool. I've also sort of bumped into another guy at Salute, who I do owe an email to, who I think might be quite exciting for us to maybe look at potentially doing some kind of graphic novel serialization, which I think would be a lot of fun as well. So yeah, so we're all super proud of Rich isn't, he doesn't read it, but we're all super proud of the fluff. And it gives us, like, what I love about the fluff is it gives us a real opportunity for us to reflect the meta and what happens at events like this, like Timmy's in the fluff. Timmy, everyone. But we can do cool stuff like that, and it'd be awesome to kind of find other media that is another way to kind of engage with the world and the characters and the stories. So, cool. I'm going to go with you because Jason's asked loads.
Just followed on about a bit on the fluff. Is there any possibility of releasing plain text versions or easy to read? So for Kindle or just easy to read on iPad?
So the question is about an easier way to read the fluff. We certainly have the raw text. As Sherwin was saying, we're actively working on editing all of the fluff at the moment. Quite how we're then going to deploy that is still a little bit up in the air. But actually, sticking it up as an EPUB is not the hardest thing in the world for us to do. So
just the font and the size of it.
yeah. I mean, I've always had quite a hope for us because this is content that we've previously given to you guys like for free. I want to see if there's an opportunity for us to do something a little bit special with it. So if we do the edit with the fluff, we do an EPUB, can we stick it up on Amazon? Can we charge you a micropayment and then put all that money to something like a good cause that we can all get behind? And I think that'd be quite a nice way for us to kind of give a little bit back. So yeah.
Some new models releasing soon. Will Indar and Soltarish finally be playable nations?
Repeat now.
So do you know that one?
He does.
Go on, sir.
Go read. You have to repeat the
No.
You didn't repeat the question.
I've forgotten the question. I'm covering up. Which races did you mention? Nationalities? No, I don't believe so. Bryce says no. It's Bryce's fault. I'd have done it myself. Jason.
It was funny 2 questions ago.
I'll do it. I can resurrect it.
I was going to say, like, obviously, like, we all like the story and that, and you were talking about maybe doing audiobooks. So I was wondering if you could have your people talk to Brian Blessed's people.
Oh. Would Brian Blessed do an audiobooks? They'd be very loud, wouldn't they? They would be very loud. Don't know. I mean, yeah, who knows? I mean, Brian Blessed would probably be ridiculously expensive, but yeah. We could get a sound alike. Get a cheap guy. You're hired. Go for it.
So we're kind of 6 months in since the Season 3 erratas and player updates. How happy are you with the sort of balance of the game at the moment, and did the errata have the impact you wanted?
It's a good job you're here telling me what to do.
Of course,
So I am going to pass it to Jamie because he can give you a detailed answer. The question was, how happy are we with the current state of the balance of the game after our big kind of balancing act 6 months ago?
I'd say we're very happy with it, and one of the really nice things about this weekend is we get a really tangible measure of that. And if you'll notice that there is no guild that has less representation than 8 people, I think. Thanks, Jay. I think the minimum amount of representation for a guild has been 8 or 9, and the maximum I think is 19. And we've got a really good spread of guilds over the weekend, so yes, we're very happy about it.
That's not to say that we're not constantly looking at it, right?
Sure.
So if you're playing me tomorrow, just saying.
Please be nice to him. He makes my work a living hell.
Oh, that's not true. Parker.
So you're all...
I like the fact that every time you've asked a question, you put your hand up in a different way.
So you've all been playing in the tournament today. I was just wondering how you're all doing so far.
Nicely asked.
As creators of the game, you know, interested.
So,
remember the cool kids, you're on 2 and 2.
yeah. So I'm 2-2. So the question was, how are we all doing in the tournament so far? Now, what will please you all is knowing that we're all incredibly busy making Guild Ball and not always playing. Also, the other thing that I take great pleasure in, I had a really great game first of all, until I had to roll a dice live on stream, and yeah, Jason kind of schooled me pretty hard. I'm hoping you'll still win because my strength of schedule is a bit good. But yeah, live on stream. But what is good about that is when I come into the office and I complain about how terrible my dice are, that's what I mean. And so yeah, 2-2. I've had some great games. I've missed some really easy chances at stuff, which is kind of sad. But yeah, how are you doing?
Yeah, so I'm 3-1.
So can we take a second to pause to give Rich a massive round of applause?
Better than last year.
He's already won more games than he won last year.
Pretty much, yeah. It's true, yeah.
There's a time and a place for that, and that wasn't it.
But yeah, 3-1. I just finished playing Henry, 12-10 last game to Henry, so it was it's a good. So.
Good job, Henry.
My results also feature the numbers 1 and 3.
So, a widely known fact, if it's not in italics in the rulebook, I haven't got a clue what it means. I'm 2 and 2.
Full spread.
Done full spread.
I think you've missed someone.
He's not
Jamie's a ref.
Oh, he's ref.
Reffing.
Sorry, my bad.
Nah.
My bad.
How many rounds have we played? 4. Jamie's 5-0. That's why he's world champion.
Bryce is 4-0. He's 4-0.
Bryce is 4-0. Good job, Brycey.
Yeah.
Where's Steve?
What are you on, Steve?
What was the percentage chance?
97.5.
Still working it out. God damn it. Go for it.
Who of you are playing for WTC, or you still want to keep that a secret?
No.
Blog post's going on next week.
Oh yeah, keep secret then.
So the question was, who are we playing at WTC? So what I can tell you is we have decided who our teams are. There is Team Fun. There is Team Fun Sponge.
They better have shirts. They better have shirts.
And there's Team Painted. Names to be decided, but we'll work it out. But yeah, I think we've got a whole series of kind of articles talking about what we're going to try and do, how we're going to prepare for it. Don't follow what I do because it's really bad. But our models look kind of cool. Go for it.
I've got that one, Matt. It's a bit redundant now with the way you're going with the pre-built plastics and everything. But there's no arguing that the Guild Ball models are some of the best in the world. Ross, is it, sorry? Yeah, no, you've done some absolutely solid work. But
He's alright.
I'm not a modeler, and I really struggle with some of the stuff. I'm just curious how you came around with like cutting them up for casting, like some of the decisions that went behind it. Obviously, it doesn't really matter now on this stuff, but as someone that really fucking hates building miniatures, and it was stuff sticks with things, I was just curious, like Honours Hammerhand, for example, like was that joined at the wrist for a specific reason? Could it not been? I don't know. Like I say,
Do you want me to tackle it, or do you want to dive in?
Don't hate me, I'm sorry.
So the question was, why do so many of our models make people cry when they assemble them?
Yeah, Fang 2's really difficult.
So the glib answer is so that you'd be really thankful when we did pre-assembled figures. But the reality is, I would like to believe that as the seasons have gone on, the models have become easier and easier to assemble, and that is simply a case of our production pipeline becoming more efficient and better, just becoming better at what we do. There's a gap between what is artistically achievable and what is achievable in terms of sort of usability and consumer worthiness. And I think it's safe to say we've got better and better at that side of things. So it's something that I think I'm really pleased with, but I thoroughly apologise for some of the early models. I am sorry from the bottom of my heart.
It's still brilliant, though. That's the thing. It's just like, you know, for someone cack-handed like me, it's like,
Arms back together again.
Go through the back.
Given that it's 15 months until you release season 4, what can we expect in between sort of now and then?
Blacksmiths. So the question was, what goodies are we going to keep you super excited about between now and season 4, right? So we had previously talked about a new way of playing Guild Ball. I'm pleased to say that there is more than one new way of playing Guild Ball being developed right now. There is a brand new way of playing Guild Ball, and there is a new way of playing the existing Guild Ball that we believe is the next level up in terms of just raw fun. So those are definitely going to be rolling out. What else have we got? We've obviously got SteamCon this year coming out with Skulk, so that could be kind of something interesting around that time. There's plenty of stuff coming out for every guild, so we're going to be rolling.
That's it.
Can I say any more?
Keep going, Matt. Go on, it's fine.
Yeah. I better move on, I'll get in trouble. I'm going to go over there and then come to you. What was the question?
What do you mean by a different way of playing there?
What do you mean a different way of playing Guild Ball?
Upside down to back to front.
So I'm working on a version of Guild Ball where I don't have to roll dice. Pretty good. It just happens. Like, I just take the average and it works. Great. So the question was, what do we mean by a new way of playing Guild Ball? So it's like the current Guild Ball, but a bit different.
Just say TBD.
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
Sam,
So, certainly one of the things that we are desperately, not as desperate as Parker, looking at playtesting the heck out of is a brand new format to the guild plots, because we have noticed that guild plots are something that is, occasionally easy to forget a trigger in the middle of a game, and we're looking at ways for guild plots to have a much more meaningful involvement in the game. Not necessarily a greater effect, but a much more, frequent occurrence in game. So we're tweaking the guild plots. Is one thing. Go for it.
Touched on it at Steamforged about. Are you talking as well about the list building element of it? Is that part of the changing the way the game plays?
That's part of the bit that I can't talk about, but we will start rolling that out for sure, because it's one of the parts that's getting all of us the most excited. We had an internal playtest Thursday last, was it? Wednesday. And I've said this before to you, but one of the great things about the job that we do is we get to have a lot of fun. And sometimes something happens that everyone is just so stoked about, and you've cracked it. You're onto something special.
Because you said your new IP one is also going to be major list building. That's the one thing that is missed in this game compared to a lot of other games that play.
Yeah.
I feel.
I would tend to agree. But
What was the question? What question? If we have one.
What was the question? Sorry. So the question was, I don't know. List building. The whole list building aspect. So yeah, we're looking. It's definitely something that we think is a fun way. It's also a way. So did I repeat the question? Okay.
Sure.
What was the question, Ronan? So the question was about list building. We talked at SteamCon last year about how are we going to build list build, or how are we thinking about building list building into the new game that we're working on and potentially Guild Ball. So yeah, this is part of that new way of playing Guild Ball. So, Stu.
Have you got any pearls of wisdom, any light ways of talking to people that have said this is OP, this is broken, why is this still being allowed? Vet Captain Brisket is one of the comments. Oh, it's OP, it's broken. How did this get? No, not what I'm saying.
Sam, how broken is Vet Brisket?
It's
not broken.
Can
confirm it's not broken.
I get to the questions about models that are perceived as being over the power curve. What, in relation to what? How do you guys flag them up? Or?
How are you looking at it, long term, short term?
So I'll tell you what we do. We definitely do not do, and that is knee-jerk reaction. So there is many ways of looking at a particular model, and a model that is considered strong for some players is considered by other players to be incredibly weak. So the thing is we always look before we leap. We have an amazing group of playtesters that Jamie works with constantly, and we do check social media. We are aware of the conversations that are going on, and we also have our own observations, which is part of the reason why we enjoy coming to events like this and actually getting to play the game in a competitive environment, getting a sense of what is in the meta and what isn't in the meta and why, and then from that we formulate an opinion. So it's great to hear people's views on things. However, we take custodianship of the balance of the game very seriously, and we know that we're not going to please everyone with everything that we do. However, we do what we believe is the right thing to do for the game, because we have the bigger picture. So tweak that we make over here actually can have a resonating effect through a tweak that we're going to make in 3 months' time that we're already working on. So go for it.
Out of curiosity, which ones are under review at the moment?
Which models?
Or profiles?
Say TBD.
So the question was, which models are we currently under review? The thing is I could reel off a list of half a dozen models that we've definitely got the Eye of Sauron on. But like I said, Guild Ball is such a wonderful ecosystem that a simple change to like an OP doc actually has a far-reaching effect for a number of actual full guilds, individual models. It makes such a massive difference. So the 6 that I could reel off to you really might not get any changes at all. The changes might happen elsewhere, and it might balance it all out. So it really would be just no information to you for me to sort of say who they are. So I'm going to come back to you in a second.
What's going on with
My mate Paul. All right, Paul. All right.
What's going on with the pundit program?
The which, sorry?
The pundit program.
In what regard, the pundit program?
Wasn't there issues with something to do with what happened at the Magic the Gathering and things like that?
Oh, right, yeah. So Rich can answer this. Talk about how we have spoken extensively with our lawyers to make sure that we're all buttoned up.
So the question is, what are we doing with our funding program? Because obviously,
this is going to be amazing.
so other companies in the industry, such as Magic the Gathering, there's a public case with the lawyers, and basically their volunteer program disbanding certain aspects of it. So we work very hardly behind the scenes at the moment to basically work out how that looks. We're confident right now that we should be absolutely fine. We're not putting a definite on it yet until we've got the final paperwork through, but there should absolutely be no issues really we can see. There'll probably just be a bit more paperwork for pundits to sign basically. So we've spent quite a lot of time. It's probably going on about, I'm looking at Jay here, it's probably about 2 or 3 months now to actually get this through behind the scenes. So we love the work our pundits do, and we will fight tooth and nail to make sure we protect them if we can. So, and it's looking like we can.
Tom?
Probably a softball question, but do you have any highlights for the farmers because they're the next release? Like, what's your favourite each character or interaction or something? Because obviously they're coming out soon. What have we got to look forward to?
Go on, Bryce. Come on, you can answer this. Bryce loves the farmers. So the question is, what are we? What are we looking forward to the most with the farmers?
Bryce, what are you looking forward to?
Yeah, it's my dad. I don't know how many people have read the season 3 book. Like, how many people care about spoilers? Yeah, because there's a point. So Thresher, who looks like my dad, because my dad is actually a farmer in real life, and so Thresher.
Did you kill your dad in the plot?
Yeah, so I was just at work one day and Sharon just calls me on Skype and I'm like, alright buddy, and he's like, I've got some bad news mate, I've just killed your dad. So yeah, I just want to play with my dad basically, so.
He said he wants to play as his dad. I don't know what you guys were thinking.
We know what we heard.
Go for it.
Out of curiosity, briefly, who's your favourite character either in the background of the game and why?
So the question is, who's our favourite character in the entire game?
Yeah, entire game and why?
Okay.
I can talk about it now, actually. Anvil, because I know he knows the living hell out of Bryce. But I can talk about him now as well, but I'm not going to say any more right now.
Salt in it.
Stave.
Why?
Yes.
No, I like that.
Favourite sculpt from season 1, one of my favourite models in the game, and he's much underrated but awesome.
Yeah, damn right.
Wrong crowd for this one. They're on because Sombro.
No? 2 minutes? Yeah.
I'll come back to you in a second, Mr. Parker.
Ahoy!
I like all of them.
About new ways to play, I was wondering, I'm sure the marketing team won't let you, but can you elaborate on how that will affect tournaments like this? Like, will we have to, can you have to play it a certain way? Will there be different tournaments with different ways of playing? Will it be more of a casual thing?
So the question is, how do the new ways of playing Guild Ball affect tournament play? So it's a commonly known fact that casual play tends to follow what the organised play mandates. And that's certainly something that we're aware of as a phenomenon, and certainly something that we can use almost as a, how does this actually work before we put it into the book and then it's locked in place forever? Because, it's easier for us to, work on a new OP document, try things out, tweak it, make things fresh, keeps the scene fresh, keeps the meta fresh. So it will definitely be rolled out along those lines.
Nice not answer.
Thank you. Pretty good.
One more.
Just one more.
Uno más.
Go for it.
Obviously, Brisket moved guilds. Is there any plans to move any more players between guilds over the next few seasons? Defections?
So the question is, are there any plans to move players between guilds, right?
Yeah.
You know that question about what might happen leading up to SteamCon? Yeah. Jason.
Yeah, that's how I do. Just one more.
You're not the boss of me.
As I like to say on the podcast. Just
I wasn't paying attention, I was being silly.
No, just one more thing.
Yeah.
So, you were alluding to earlier plot cards and things like that, and obviously Guild Ball is a game about takeouts and goals for VP, and we've got ways of getting more VP for with like a plum for goals and takeouts like casket time, witness me, whatever. Have you looked at introducing other ways of generating VP that aren't either linked to a takeout or a goal within the game, like either through a plot card mechanic or, I don't know.
So the question is, if I understand you correctly, is there a possibility of us looking at other ways of introducing ways of scoring VPs through other mechanisms? Allow me to confer with my legal representation.
Go on then.
Maybe.